Good morning, art buddies, and welcome to Bricolage with Paint Girly. Today I'm using my face paints to do something spooky. I decided, I didn't think I could figure out how to get the camera on my old face and paint my face, but I thought it might be fun to paint something on my arm. I've done this before in the past. I did provide the link in the description box from 4 years ago when I painted my old face. So if you want to watch something really scary, maybe you could tune into that. But I thought this would be a little more reasonable. So I did some base stuff, some prep work. I'm going to attempt to do this kind of a thing on my hand. I just thought it would be fun and kind of Halloweenish, if you will. So these are my face paints. Years ago, when I first got interested in face painting, I purchased several pots of this kind of face paint, which is called Snazzaroo. And you usually can get that like in your Targets or your Walmart, your Michaels, and they usually, in more recent years, I've noticed that they have kits, like if you want to be an army guy or, a pirate, they have 3 or 4 colors that work for that. Good morning, Candy. We got Peggy, we've got Kel. Good morning, good morning. And so I started out with that kind of thing. I couldn't find all the colors there's Gail. Good morning, Gail. I couldn't find all the colors that I wanted. So I started to do a little research because I had thought I would want to do birthday parties and stuff like that. So I landed on purchasing, hey, good morning, Judy. Oh, it's rainy. Oh, I hope some rain comes our way. Western omelet, huh? And I decided to go with a product named Mehron. I guess that's how you say it. Mehron. And I bought a larger kit. I did do I used to have pictures of stuff I used to do. So there's my kit. I was just looking them up. Apparently now they have this base thing here is metal where these just, hook on. And these are refillable pots. But mine, I hot glued them so they would stay stationary. I could pop these off, but I thought, Oh, really? I don't know. Maybe I clicked something. I'll have to check it out. It wasn't intentional. Last time I looked, I could do the thumbs ups, but I don't know. So that's what I'm using. This is, what do they call it? Allergen-free, non-toxic face paint. This is the purpose of this paint. You think it's your crazy computer? Oh, no. I'm sorry to hear that, Gail. That's annoying. I've used acrylic paint, but, that's really not advisable. Especially, I think, if you're going to paint large areas of your body, you want something that's made for your skin. Just, putting that out there. And, of course, it washes off with water. It activates with water. I just use acrylic brushes. So it might be a little fiddly for me to try to get my fingers done. And then I'm going to put a couple of bones. For those of you just coming in, I'm attempting to do this on my arm. And then we'll see. I just figured it would take really long. So I started, and I wanted to practice a little bit. So I started to do a couple of my fingers. I didn't lay mine out the way they've laid theirs out. I should have 3 bones. I'm going to probably have 2 bones. I've got 3 on the little one. Doesn't matter, right? It's all in fun. I've got nowhere to go. Certainly don't want any candy in the house. So I was saying to Jacqueline earlier today that today is my grandmother's birthday. My sister thinks she would be 128, and also her wedding anniversary. Yes, their birthday was Halloween, and she got married on Halloween. She wasn't spooky though. I don't know why. If I did know why, I've forgotten why she chose to get married on Halloween. Maybe it was just because she wanted to get married on her birthday. I don't know. All right, so I've spritzed my paints that I plan on using, my black and of course my white. I've got this bigger pot of white, so I decided to use that. And I put a couple of coats on here. If you're doing a whole face, a lot of times I would block in colors with my sponges, but that's not the case here. All right, so I'm going to use a smaller brush, and basically what I'm doing to make that little bone shape, like a little dog bone shape, I'm just putting a V at the top and an upside down one at the bottom, and then rounding it out and trying to come in towards the center. Yeah, you would think, right, Peggy? Yeah. I don't remember asking her, but that doesn't mean I didn't. But and it looks like they did some shadowing with gold. I couldn't get my gold really working well, so I did silver and gray to kind of start creating some kind of shadows. And then you can see here, I started to put some more shadowing in. You could really paint black all around there. A lot of skeleton outfits are black, and then the bones are white. So my paint's fairly soft at this point. I left my Halloween nails on. Now, this morning is the first time I thought of it. I should have taken these off and just put black on. Wouldn't that have been cool? But like I said, I have nowhere to go. Kel asked if this might be too big. If our grands were coming over today, but they will not be here. They are an hour and a half away, and so they want to trick or treat, in their neighborhood and around with their friends and stuff. So, or they might be going to a trunk or treat. I'm really not even sure. But they won't be here. That's one thing I do know. So I'm just making little circles kind of at the top, coming in like a bone. I'm trying to put my finger somewhere where it, kind of lands and I can get my hand to be steady. Steady pretty. And just trying to make that little. This is not going to be perfect. The other thing I was trying to do is, like for here, putting the right around my nails, kind of continuing that white. Oh wow, really, Judy? Oh, December 31st. So I'm just going to continue that, like just right around my finger. Now in the picture that I'm using as my inspiration, they painted right over the nails. So I used to do this at a couple of school fairs. The kids liked it. I think on my knuckle I'm going to put another, like a round bone like this. Like these bones here, like a little cartilage or something to join it. I just looked at the video where I did my face. Oh my gosh. I have these things, I can't even pronounce the name, that grow on my eyelids. They were really big back then. I have had them removed a couple of times. They keep coming back. But boy, whew. Of course, once you start to look at things on, different reels, say you're interested in sewing or making a tote bag, then you'll get all these reels about tote bags that'll come up, or, cooking. Like I'm getting a lot of paleo type recipes and things like that are coming up because that's what I've been looking at. So as soon as you click on something, the algorithm starts sending you stuff that's like what you clicked on. So I've been looking at face painting stuff. Oh, some of these girls with stuff they do around their nice unwrinkled eyes are so pretty. Now, I'm going to turn it this way to try to get on the side. This is much easier to do on another person rather than doing it on yourself. Same like with the face painting. I did that 4 years ago, and I thought I would have had more views, but I don't have very many views on it, so I guess it wasn't too popular. Now I'm going to outline this in black. So if you have any questions, put them in caps for me. I'm trying to watch chat and do this at the same time. Not easy peasy to do. I'm likely to miss something. So what I would do is if I had a gig, I would come up with different patterns that I thought kids might like to have painted on their face. Whatever was going on at the time, whatever was popular. And then I would have a little book where the kids, because some kids can't decide, they don't know what they want. And then it holds up the line and kids are waiting, especially if you're the only one doing face painting at an event. It can really, that one's not. It's kind of a fat squatty bone. A lot of times it'll hold up the line because the kids can't decide. I always thought it would be fun to work like at Disney or like a Great Adventure or something like that, do face painting. But by the time I got interested, there's no way I could stand and do it for hours on end, So we did a couple of church Bible school thing and a vacation Bible school or a church picnic, that kind of thing, or like just my craft fairs. I always liked it. I liked interacting with the kids. When my kids were small, I remember going to an Acme to do our grocery shopping, and they were having a grand reopening or something. And they had a face painter there, and this woman was painting kids' faces to look like animals, real animals. And oh my gosh, she was fabulous. Well, I was mesmerized, and my kids are like, "Come on, Mom, come on, let's go." And I'm like, "I just want to watch one more. Just want to watch one more." But like anything else, I should have brought that down further. If you break it down into shapes of what you want to paint, a lot of times you can do it. And the one thing that I learned, which is true really in any kind of art, arts and crafts. You may not think it's great, but the people you do it for, they think it's swell. I mean, there'll be sometimes I'm like, I can take this off and do it. No, it looks great. And the kid was always happy, you know. And you can always use a baby wipe or a wet Q-tip to clean off things that you don't like that you did. And I just made sure I washed out my brushes between each kid and, you know, used alcohol wipes to wipe up each kid, you know, their own. If I had to wipe something off, I would use a different baby wipe for each kid, you know, trying to, the sanitary type stuff. And that was before COVID, you know, just to be cautious. All right, so then they start with the big bones. And they had little joint bones in there. I don't think I'm going to worry about it. Nobody's going to be comparing this, right? So I think I will do maybe a couple more of these big phony balonies here. Maybe I'll do one here. And one over. Just do two. This is just make-believe. This is just make-believe. And then I want to start a bone here and go up my arm this way, and then another bone here and go this way. So I could really just kind of go this way. And then I want to start maybe here and go that way. So do my V. Never fails. This might be my husband. Yeah, I'm trying. He's supposed to be getting. Oh, no, it's my son. Oh, dear. He's going to have to wait. Let me just message him real fast. Hold on, please. I apologize. When my husband goes out, I run into the problem. Okay, I got to think a minute here. Just checking to make sure it's not an emergency. You never know with him. Oh, there's Jacqueline. Thanks, honey. I didn't think you'd be able to pop in. All right, I'm just waiting for his response. Okay, so now this one, it's just like a bone you'd get out of the chicken, you know, a chicken leg. Just make it more narrow as you go down, and then just fill it in. And then down here, I'm going to, oh, you can't see down there. Wait a minute, hold on. I got to get closer to my, let's do a V here. Okay, not an emergency. Okay, so let's go around here. Now here it got a little chubby, so I'm going to just take a baby wipe and I'm going to wipe that. Just wipe that away, what I don't like, what I did. Get a little better of a bone shape there. Now, even though this is face paint and I'm painting on my arm, you can do these kinds of little paint scenarios or scenes or whatever in journal books too, whether you have an October daily or you might have a Halloween one, or you just feel like doing something for the holiday in one of your journal books. You can use the same ideas to put in one of your journals. You could have a skeleton hand coming across your page trying to get into a bowl of candy. All right, so now I need the top of the bone here. The another way that I used this stuff was the church that our kids grew up in. We had quite a large vacation Bible school program. Look, I'm getting paint all over my... Doesn't look smeared. And we would have like a play or some kind of a little performance. Sometimes it was puppets, sometimes it was real people or a real presentation. And so I would do face painting and makeup for the characters. Oh, I forgot about that, Gail. I was watching one of Dee Dee's the other day, an older one, and they weren't skeletons, but they were those little hands on the sticks. Oh my gosh, that cracked me up. All right, so I'm having a hard time seeing over here. Let me see if I can. That one's got a big top of that bone. I'm not too bendy. All right, so you can see where it would be easier, definitely painting on someone else. But it never occurred to me, really, oh, maybe I'll have to do that another year. Oops, that's in the wrong spot. See, I'm trying to look in my computer screen and then look and gaze down my arm at the same time, and I'm not in the right spot. I could have asked my husband to be my model. That would have been fun, huh? We'll have to remember that. Jacqueline will have to remind me. Okay, so we might leave that right there for now. So as these dry, it takes a little bit. This doesn't dry as quick as acrylic paint, I'll tell you that. I'm going to use my heat tool. Okay, Gail. Some of these, I think they definitely could use a second coat. So I'm trying not to get... Now you have the thumbs up. Oh, great. Oh, that didn't take you long to get back on. That always takes me a while. All right, so I'm just kind of trying to deepen these sections. And then if you paint it all, of course, you're going to have favorite brushes that you use. And I actually didn't get out my face painting brushes. I left them because then they got to sit out and dry and, you know. So I'm just using acrylic brushes that I use. And, you know, I'll just wash them out and they'll be fine. Now I'm going to do some shading. I'm going to attempt to do some shading. And I'm just going to do the same thing I would do if I was doing a painting on a piece of wood. My floating it's not my floating technique. It's a floating technique. It's not mine. I didn't create it. Let's not go crazy, Lori. So I'm just going to dip my brush in some water. I'm going to take off the excess, both sides, on my paper towel. I'm going to move this over a little. Pick up a little black paint. And I'm just going to come around the edges of my bones and just start putting some dark, shadowy type things in there. Now there's a lot of rinsing involved with this because I don't want a whole lot on my brush. I just want some color on that tip. And you can really kind of shape, I can reshape my bones a little bit here too. So I'm just trying to get the paint on the corner of that angled brush. This angled brush is not in great shape. But this is not the Picasso. So I'm going to make it work. Ooh. Oh, that's what I should have done. I should have looked for some creepy music to play in the background. Now, the reason I could have painted it on, but the reason I did the silver and the gray to try to create some different shadows is I put that on first, then I could put my white on top. I just thought that would be a better way to go about it instead of trying to whoosh in between the bones. Whooshing in between the bones is not easy. Especially when your brushes might be too big. All right, so this is where it gets tricky. Are you able to see what I'm doing okay? It's, I'm trying to look at the camera, look at my screen and see where I need to be so you can see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to outline it in black as well. Now, does anybody live where you get trick-or-treaters? I'm in a 55 plus, so we don't get any trick-or-treaters. It's very quiet here all the time. All right, so I've got my liner brush, and I'm just loading that up like I normally would for anything I would be painting with it. Really, Peggy? Yeah. Before coming here, we lived in Levittown, Pennsylvania, and there's a lot of different sections of homes in Levittown, Pennsylvania. And we were in one of the bigger homes, so the houses are further apart, and we didn't get too many then. Maybe like, oh gosh, if we had 10, that would be a lot. But when we lived in our townhouse, then we had a lot of kids then. Like even our son, he would load up his bag, come home, empty it, and then go to another street. So we really were inundated with kids then. Oh, I gotcha. Okay. I'm going to do the right at the top of my finger here. Try to make that one look like a bone. What has become really popular in our area here and before we moved are trunk or treats. Different organizations get volunteers to come. They open your trunk. A lot of people will decorate their trunks for Halloween, and then they have candy in their trunk and they give the kids. And then the parents are right there. The kids are, it's all confined. Nobody's out walking the streets. And it's becoming more popular. Oh, that sounds really cool, Judy. Really cool. Yeah, yeah, right. Some of them are really cool. People really get into it. Our church had one last Sunday. No, Sunday before last. But then we noticed around the neighborhood there were other ones coming up. That's a little thick. I think I have another video or live. I'm not sure. I didn't look into this one. Hey, Laura, good morning. And where I was doing pumpkins, I think, on my arm and little vines and leaves and stuff. That's fun too. You know, I was just looking. I like to look for pictures of what I like and then go from there. It's always good to have a reference photo. Okay, so I want that to dry a little bit before I try to get into that middle finger. But I'm going to use my heat tool. I'm having it on low. I'm moving it quite a bit, and it's not going to be too hot. Now, like I said, my grandmother's birthday was today and her wedding anniversary, and she always had some kind of a get-together for our family. And she would cook all kinds of food, and of course had tons and tons of candy. But she had what we always called a gazebo, which really wasn't a gazebo. It was a screened house out in the backyard that my grandfather built. And at the one end, there was a wood stove, and she would do a lot of cooking out there. But we always had the Halloween party out there. And it was kind of in a wooded, groved kind of area. And I really, as a kid, was afraid most of the time of Halloween and looking at people, oops, that's not good. People dressed up. Peggy said, when my boys were small, I would dress up along with our dog and walk with the kids for safety. Oh, you were a good mom. Good mom. So I was always afraid. Now, I lived right next to my our grandparents. My dad kind of took care of them. So my Uncle Fred, one year he was Frankenstein. He made these big wooden blocks, and he wasn't real tall, but he wasn't short either. He was taller than my dad. So he was probably about 6 foot, my uncle. And so he comes in and he really, really looked tall. And he had some kind of plugs glued to the sides of his neck. And of course, he had his face painted green. I did not like that. And then we heard this thump, thump, thump coming from across the outside towards the house. And everybody's screaming like, what's that? What's that? It was another uncle with a big rubber mask on with a walking stick. And he was really pounding it into the ground. Oh my gosh, I'll never forget that year. And my grandmother was always just there, putting out food, cooking hot dogs, all that kind of stuff. And nobody knew where Grandma was. We just figured she'd have soup, all kinds of stuff. We just figured she was in the kitchen preparing food. See, I'm just kind of trying to flip that black around to make a shadow. Next thing we know, we're all sitting around, starting to eat and snack on stuff. And comes in this hunched over ghost, big white ghost, a ghost mask. And everybody we expected was there. So we didn't know who this person was. And we kept trying to guess, who was it? And we'd ask questions and they would shake their head no. And then all of a sudden somebody spied a little bit of gray hair sticking out between the sheet and the ghost mask. Here was our grandmom. She decided to get dressed up that year. But she had us going for a while. We had such a great time growing up next to her. Of course, we lived on Haunted Lane, so that didn't hurt either. There were stories about ghosts. In fact, we have articles in the newspaper where they interviewed my grandmother, and she would tell the different tales of what people would say about ghosts on Haunted Lane. Okay, so I'm just trying to get in between those joints. Now this will be fiddly, this side here, so I'm just twisting my hand towards me, trying to find a place for my finger here to land so I can try to stay as steady as I can. If anybody has any suggestions, I know in the picture they have some darker lines inside the bones, but I'll have a look at that in a minute. I need to get over here on this. Where am I? Inside. Oh, inside my chubby little. Trying to get right in here. Get some dark in there in the cracks of my finger. Man, I wish I had put the black nails on. I've got black nails. You know, when I was a kid, of course, we didn't have phones. Couldn't take, we never took pictures unless we brought a camera, which most of the time we didn't. We don't have pictures of any of that. Or even, things that we did as a kid growing up in the yard. We don't have pictures of different things or my great aunt's home or any of that. So it's kind of a bummer. Yeah. I just, we never really thought about it. I guess we thought it was always going to be there. There was my parents' house they built on the lot next to my grandparents. And I guess maybe it was 3 acres total, the two houses together, I'm thinking. And then behind that was just all open field. And, back then, they would drive their car from the road back into the field and come up to my grandmom's house. So, you'd have the tire tracks, right through all the weeds and brush and everything that grew. There weren't trees. It was kind of a field with weeds and stickers and stuff. So we would walk down that path, and then that led to a dirt road that then led out to the main road. And if you made a right at the end of that path, you went to my aunt and uncle, my great aunt and great uncle's farm. Well, we weren't allowed to go to the farm, but we were allowed to go to where it met the dirt road. And there was a tree there that we called a Johnny Smoker tree. Now, I don't know what the real name of this tree is, but my dad called them Johnny Smokers, and they look like great big long string beans. I don't think you really could smoke them. I don't know. But my parents were very protective. They didn't let us wander too far. We didn't have sidewalks, or any of that jazz. So if we were allowed to walk to the Johnny Smoker trees, we thought we were hot stuff. but we never got a picture. My sisters and I are like saying nobody has a picture of the Johnny Smoker trees. I mean, I can see it in my brain, And then out the front of our house set up kind of on a hill, and not a big street. We didn't live on a big street. But if you went out our front door and went to the left and walked not even a half a mile, I don't think, there was a lake there. They called it Lake Louise. It was there since my dad had grown up. And then when that would freeze over, when we got older, we were allowed to take our ice skates and go ice skating down on the lake. That was cool too. No pictures. Yeah, we were having a good time for sure. All right, let's see if I can get this little finger. Let's get all the shadowing done here. Now, if you have too much water on your brush, and I like the angled brush, but you certainly could use a flat brush. Probably more people would use a flat brush. And you can do this on any kind of a project, even in your I know, right, Gil? Wasn't it fun? Now, some of these are not looking too bad. I don't know. Might not have to do too much outlining. Yeah, we did too. We know there are a lot of kids that didn't, but we did. And we didn't have a lot, but we were never hungry. And our parents were always there. Oh, he does, Gil? Yeah. Well, my mom's house, where I grew up, is still there. That's what my niece bought. So it's still there. But like you're saying, it's very different. And there's a big company building behind the property where the Johnny Smoker trees used to be. That whole area, I think, behind my mom's house, my dad's family at one point owned all of it. But then, it got sold off to his cousins and then other people and then industry. And I think it was a charming shop that came in there originally. And now there's this, I don't know if somebody bought the charming shop, but there's now an Amazon warehouse there. Very different. My dad did, hey, Aunt, hi. My dad didn't want us to sell to anybody outside of the family. He wanted to keep the property in the family, which really was, he was thinking with his heart, not his brain. But as it turned out, we were able to do that and sell to my niece. Will you have any trick-or-treaters tonight, Ange? I think Jacqueline's going to a party. And she said she's going to be a hobo. Is that what she said? Or I think that's what she said. Oh, okay. Let's get a little more dark around this outside. Might have to clean up my... Right over here, I think I need a little more dark. Oh, you did? Okay. Hey, no problem. You're not late. You get here when works for you. That's not a big deal. Okay, let's see. I mean, we love having you here, but you got to do your own schedule. Got to do your own schedule. Let's see if I can put a little. It might be a little better. I don't know if that's better or worse. Doesn't really matter, I guess. I wish I could go through a drive-through and order a burger and then say thank you and take my bag. Oh. Let's see. I think about it, but I'm on my fasting routine. This is day 2 of my fast, so I can't do it. Just trying to. I am, Ange? Okay, let's see. They put. I don't know if they put. Uh, I think it's mostly on the big bones. All right, let's see about these big bones. Okay, no problem, Gail. Thanks for coming in. You have a good day too. I hope you don't run into any goblins while you're out and about. No, no skeleton hands. I've painted my face before and then gone out. A lot of people don't even flinch. Even with my pink hair, most people, they just look at you like you're normal. No reaction. You know, kind of a bust. Not that I was trying to get a reaction, but all right, let's see about the big bone here. Move. Just trying to come around here. And if you just came in, I already put some like silver and gray around the areas where I thought I would have bones. And then it looks like they just took a little bit of black and did a little things like this up here. Make like a little inside shadow. Now I've got white paint way up on the top of my arm. I have no idea how it got up there. Oh, maybe when I was flipping my arm around to do my fingers, like do my other side of my arm. I think that's how it got there. I probably have it on my face too. This spoon's going to be fun. I got all stuff sitting here. Oops. Trying to stretch my arm out a little bit here. Let's see. I think my arm has the scurvy, huh? I know one year I did a talk like a pirate, and I think I painted a skeleton head in one of my journals, one of my art journals. Put a little shadowy thing here. Okay. It's not looking too bad. I think maybe I need something in there. I wonder if Kel is still here. I'm trying to be mindful of not doing spiders. But I think a spider would look really cool right there. Kel, are you still here? I don't want to freak her out. She's here. Okay. Kel, I was very mindful of that doing my thumbnail. I didn't want to have any spiders, so the one that I don't want to smear that. The one backdrop that I picked, I try to cover up the spiders with the skeleton hand. Kel, will you get any trick-or-treaters? because it's Halloween today and just something different. I don't really have any Halloween projects to do. I did that skull the other week. Should have waited to do that on Halloween, but I didn't. Okay, I'm going to try to get the top. This is going to be hard to be if I be in camera. Oh, you're locked. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. I just thought maybe there were kids, you know, where you lived. I got to do down here. Do you have a move date yet, Candy? Do you know what you're looking at time wise? Oh, Rosa. Hey, Joyce. Hi. Good morning. Okay. So let's put a little there. Okay. I think that might be it, huh? I could put a pumpkin there. I just think there should be something there. I could do another bone. That would be the easiest thing to do. That'd be boring, but I could do that. Where'd my bigger brush go? Let's just use this one. Oh, don't you hate when stuff like that happens, Candy? A bat. Oh, that's an idea, Cal. All right, let's see if I can get a bat in there. A bat. Okay. This bed isn't going with you. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that helps. All right, so I want to go. Oh, too much water. Let's try. Oh, I don't want to get my chest in there. Sorry. I'm going to go like that. And then I'm going to make this kind of go this way. Kind of do like a Batman bat. And then I guess I need two little... How's that? Now, should we call it a day, or should I add some pumpkins in between? I could add pumpkins or something in between my bones. Or should we leave well enough alone? What do you think? What do you think, girls? I got a little bug flying around. It's probably after my lemonade. Yeah, the bat's cute. That was a great idea, Cal. I wouldn't have thought of a bat. Now, I wonder how, let's see what this would look like. I've got my Winkostella. Make some of these bones have a little bit of a shimmer. Our son, his bed, every day was waking up with a backache and hard to get to work and go do his job. He's in the shipping department for this company. Well, he is the shipping department. And they sell magnets, so they're heavy. And he was really struggling. So we got him a new mattress for Christmas, but we didn't want to wait because the kid, was having terrible night's sleep. So that's all done. And he's doing much better. I should have put that bat up this way more. I could see him more. Oh, hay's a good idea. Well, I didn't really plan anything else. I mean, I could get something else out, but I've got all this on my arm. Eesh. Thanks, Candy. I'm trying to think where I have some of those. And there might be. Does anybody have a Halloween journal? Or is anybody doing an October daily where you, have any kind of spooky stuff or projects in there, or just straight up Halloween, or just October? Can you believe tomorrow's November? Jeez. Unbelievable. I was just going to pull down my one. Hands are hard to draw, I think. So if I did a hand in one of my journals, I don't think, and there might be something in this. Let me grab this one. Let's see what's in here. We'll have a look. Did anybody here, was anybody able to tune in to Devin yesterday? Devin was on yesterday, and she did some Halloween postcards on the jelly plate. And someone, a friend of hers named Joanne, I don't know who Joanne is. I don't know if that's anybody in our community or somebody she knows in real life. Sent her the cutest, quirky, and fun Halloween. I guess they were digital. She had printed them out. Oh my gosh, they were so cute. Cute little girl with a witch's hat and little kittens. We looked at this not too long ago, but I thought there was a Halloween thing in here. Well, they're kind of like witchy shoes. They were so cute. And then she did 3 giveaways. Where am I thinking? I was thinking I had the skeleton. I wonder, where did I put him? Or a skull head? Oh, Phil, I thought it was in this one. Let's check this one. Maybe it's in here. I mean, it's not that great, but I should think about doing something on the cover of this one. This one's a planner, but I decided it was on clearance, and I decided to, art over top of what they have in here. I don't even have really any Halloween napkins to do a... Shoot, what book was that in? Now that's going to drive me bonkers. Does anybody do a monthly daily journal? I'm terrible, as I've said many times before, at I'm at my desk every day doing some kind of art every day, but for some reason I don't do well with like a October daily or something like that. I don't have enough stick-to-itiveness, if you know what I mean. I'm looking for one other. This is going to be such a oh, there it is. Maybe it's in that one. This will be a disappointment. But if I do find it, I'm sure it's not as cute as I remember it being. Let's see if I can get this out. Oh, it's the Murgatroyd. Just take them all. No. Shoot. Thought I had them. I got stuff stacked on my shelves, and I'm not very tall. All right, so I know it's not there. Oh, does anybody have this coloring book? Does anybody like, I don't know if any of you really like to color. I should know that, but I don't know it. This is when I started watching Dee Dee Willingham and watching some of the stuff that she would color. I had never seen coloring books like she had used, you know? Yeah, I've made them, but I just don't follow through. I've got a December, like one year Mary was given prompts to help you along each day. That might be something to think about doing. Then maybe I could force myself. I mean, I love the idea. This is such one of the coolest coloring books. It's got such different stuff in it, like different artists. Doodlers Anonymous, epic coloring book. I had never heard of it. I don't know if they have a second one either. Let's see. This is a planner I found somewhere. I guess like at a Goodwill. If it's not in here, no, it's not in here. I don't remember it being in here. Oh well. I just remember that being I could be wrong, a plain page, and I did a skull, a sketch of a skull. And I just do art in mine. I don't write. I don't have any deep thoughts. Quite honestly. No deep thoughts here. Just kind of shallow. Just about coloring and art. Well, now that I have these down, I've been wanting to do another Juliet Crane type face. So maybe I'll do that today. I don't think it's in this one either. Am I driving you crazy? Oh. See, this is getting all yucky. I need to think about doing something on the cover. That's probably, is that the back? It might be the back. Yeah, that's the back. There he is. Doo, 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 doo. Talk like a pirate stream. I did that in September. Why? Why would I do that in September? I thought for sure it would say October. September, I can't read it. Maybe September 19th or something, 22. What a goofball. What an absolute goofball. Oh, there you have it. Okay, so now I don't have to drive myself crazy the rest of the day. I got a few things in here that could be finished. Anywho, all right. You sent me a text? A text? Not an email? I don't see it, Ange. Let me check my... You sent me an email. Okay. I knew what you meant, Ange. I knew you were teasing. You're just you have a sense of humor, Ange. I was just teasing you back. No problem. All right, so I think I'll cut out. Get back to drinking my lemonade on my detox. Isn't life great? I will tell you this, that I was signed up for that 12-week program, and I have today and tomorrow to fast, and then I have 2 days of vegetables, and I'm done. I'm done my 12 weeks. I can't even hardly stand myself. I can't hardly stand myself. I'm very excited about it. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thanks, Kel. If I just had somewhere to go. Look at my bat. Did you see my bat, Jacqueline? Thanks, Kelly Ann. You're sweet. Yeah. So, and I have a plan going forward, so we'll just keep trucking along. So, thanks for joining me, replayers. So always nice to have you have a look at what I've been up to. So I appreciate you guys as well. Thanks for being here live, and thanks for the replayers to be watching. And yeah, gosh, tomorrow's Friday, November 1st. Holy smokes. Hard to believe. So have a great afternoon. Take care. Have a beautiful day. Peggy, you're so cute. Everyone have a beautiful day. Okay? And if you have any little kittles that are going to be out, enjoy them. And if they don't show up, don't eat all the candy. Put it in the freezer. Give it to the postman. Don't eat it. Don't eat it. So hopefully I'll see you on Sunday at noon Eastern. And we'll get involved in some other little project. I don't know what yet. So thanks again for being here. Really, you all are very, very special to me. Thanks so much. All right, so have a great rest of your day, great rest of the week. See you on the weekend. And don't forget, take time to be creative and enjoy the journey. And I'll see you next time. Until then, bye for now.